Hey, so the new episode is coming up this week. How do you feel?
I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah. You know what we're covering this week though, right?
No, that's the exciting part.
Aaron Woodward from Computer Repair is coming in, and the release of Clarice is coming up, which is perfect because the anniversary of Silence of the Lambs is next week, I think.
Oh, and don't forget music too.
Oh, hey, you remember this time. Well, that's all we got for this week. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Welcome back. It's great to see you all again. I'm your host, Logan Cash.
And I'm your other host, Chris DeLuca. How are you today, Logan?
I'm doing okay. You look good.
Yeah, it's my new haircut. So we have a great show for you guys with a new game and a new guest. It'll be great, right, Logan?
Yeah, you betcha. I'm actually really hyped up for Take 3. It's my favorite segment.
It says the host of Take 3. It's time for 91st Street Pride. This week's guest is Aaron Woodward. Enjoy.
I am in computer repair and network support. And computer repair and network support, what we do is we repair computers. That's in the name. So basically we'll look at PCs, we'll identify and diagnose like hardware issues, is it a software issue? And then the network support is like routers and IP addressing and all the stuff that makes the world go around with the internet. My interest in computer repair didn't actually start with computer repair. It started with programming. In high school, I took a programming class where I made video games because that's what I do, is I love video games. I wanted to make them. And I took the programming class and I liked it, so I came to Tulsa Tech for mobile app development. And I took that class and it was fun and I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And across the hall was computer repair and I'm like, hey, that looks fun, I want to try it out, and I really like it. Do expect to find a job in computer repair because it is a very growing industry and almost every business you know needs an IT person.
It's so cool to see what these other programs do. Let's throw things over to Chris for Gameverse for with our new challenge for our guest.
Welcome back to Gameverse. This week's guest is none other than Clayton Arujo. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I do TV production. I'm in the first year of it, and I'm still in high school for another couple of days anyway, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So it's time for our game. This week we're playing Spoon Frog. The objective of the game is to launch 3 of these spoons into these cups with the other spoons.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Timer starts now.
Ooh,
All right,
almost.
so what's the hardest project you've ever had to work on?
Hardest project, probably my final project. I just finished it not too long ago. I did it about this old airplane magazine, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. I'm sure it's really good.
It is.
Yeah, so you think you want to pursue this as a career?
Oh, definitely. I really like making videos and working on these types of projects and things like that.
Yeah.
They're very interesting.
Yeah, 38 seconds left.
I'll keep going.
Keep going. Yeah, you're not doing too bad.
Ooh.
All right, so how's your day been, man?
Pretty good.
Ooh,
That was right there.
These cups need to be a little bigger. We got 17 seconds. Ooh.
Yeah, what if I like?
Oh, maybe. Ooh.
I'm like right there.
Yeah, you're close.
So how long have you been interviewing people?
Oh, you know, this is actually my first time, believe it or not. Okay, that's our time. Time's up. So, it's great getting to know you.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, that's all we've got for Game First. It's great to have you. We hope to see more from you soon. Up next, we have On Second Thought, coming up next after this short commercial break. Be sure to stick around. This week on Second Thought, I'm going to be going around the campus and asking students some of the hard-hitting questions. Thanks, Sierra. Today we're by graphic design, getting answers to some burning questions. So what's your name? What class are you in?
Quinn. Jordan.
Claire Bonebreak,
I'm Nathan Staggs, I'm in VGD2.
VGD2.
VGD2. I'm in animation.
I'm Dom, I'm from TV2.
Is water wet?
It is not wet. It's not. Anybody who says it's wet, they're wet.
Can be. Depends on where you're at.
Sure. Why do you think of that?
Because it is.
If you're like in the desert and you find water, you're gonna think, oh wow, it's gonna be so wet, but it's not, because it's the desert.
No.
I don't know.
If you're being wet is the process of being covered in water. Water itself is not wet.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Hot dog is a hot dog. That depends.
Depends on what?
I don't know.
Depends on how strictly you define a sandwich. If you just define it as something between two buns, then sure.
Little meat, little bread, you know. Maybe stack them together or something.
A hot dog's a hot dog, my dude.
What's a hot dog?
It's like a bun and there's like a meat cylinder in the middle of it. Sometimes you put condiments on it.
Huh?
Back to you, Sierra. Hey, that's me. I totally didn't pre-record that. Up next, we have all the entertainment news you need to hear in this week's Take 3. Enjoy.
Cut. Take 3.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Take 3. We've got several new shows and games to talk about this week. Black Messiah. This biographical drama tells the story of Fred Hampton, chairman of the Black Panther Party in late 1960s Illinois. This film tells the story of betrayals and lies. The movie is streaming on HBO Max and in theaters.
You're looking at 18 months for the stolen car, 5 years for impersonating a federal officer, or you can go home.
The Black Panthers are forming a rainbow coalition.
Little Nightmares 2, the horror platformer that made a pile of shoes one of the scariest things you've ever seen, returns with new characters, a new world, new enemies, but the same fear that made the first one great. The events Lambs, this show takes a deep dive into the mind of titular character Clarice Sterling. Set in the Appalachian Mountains, filled with dark secrets and stranger truths. Enjoy it with a nice shanty and some fava beans.
It's time to come out of hiding, Starling. Take me home to the place where I belong.
So how long has it been? When's the last time you went back to Appalachia?
It's been years.
Well, that should bring us to about the end for this week.
Yeah, I'd say it went pretty smoothly.
Yeah, for sure. We still have 3 things left to go, 3 shows left to go. Next week we have some very interesting stuff. TV Productions' very own Carlos Sanchez will be the guest from 91st Street Live, a new game as always, more from Chris for On Second Thought, and New topics for take 3.
Wasn't Carlos one of the hosts last year?
Yeah, I think so. I wonder what happened to him.
Well, I can't wait to see what he's been up to after hosting last year's show.
Oh, me too, Chris. Me too. Well, that's all we've got for this week, but before we go, we gotta end with some music. This week's musical guest is Elva Velez from Health Science, singing a cover of the song Rise Up by Andra Day. We hope you liked today's episode.
We'll see you next week.
Broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round. You can find the fire that's in you, so you go walk it out. Ooh, mountains, we gon' walk it out and move. Mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you.